Joining us for more is Jason Armstrong. He is the former police chief of Ferguson, Missouri, appointed 5 years after the police killing of 18-year-old Michael Brown Jr. Jason, great to have you. You led the police reform efforts after that 2014 killing. When you look at the situation today in Minneapolis, we've just gotten this news in that Tom Homan, as you heard my colleague there reporting on, will meet with the mayor in Minneapolis. Where would you start? What would you do? What kind of conversations would you have?
First thing that we need to do is just figure out, what is it going to take to restore some order to what we're seeing? And a lot of that has to be, what are the actions and the activity that are being done by law enforcement, and what objectives are they trying to accomplish by some of the things that we're seeing? We've seen 2 people get tragically killed in the last couple weeks. And when we look at these incidents, a lot of my colleagues around the country, when we talk about these, we see these as avoidable or preventable tragedies that should not have happened. And so we need to take a step back. And that's what I'm hoping that they're going to do in Minneapolis when we have new leaders come in there and get some fresh eyes and fresh perspective on the ground, is let's pause things and really take a deep dive and look at what it is that's going on, what we're trying to accomplish, and how we could move forward, and whatever that looks like for all of the entities and stakeholders that are at play, to where we lend our actions to have some better outcomes and results from what we're seeing right now. Because what I've been seeing over the last several weeks and several months that all this stuff has been going on, it's not the professionalism that I come to expect from law enforcement in this country.
What needs to be done to restore some of that trust in law enforcement after we see these videos? They are so difficult to watch, and people, see it with their own eyes, what's happening.
What has to stop immediately is the rush to judgment, regardless of what side of this you may be on. But when I see certain comments being made or hear certain comments being made, and people are automatically being labeled this or that, just, an hour or 2 hours after an incident has happened, when we know that there has been very little facts that have been collected, that erodes the public trust in the possibility of having a fair and impartial investigation into some of these incidents or into some of the behaviors, that we've seen. And so the rhetoric has to be minimized for us to start trying to figure out, a pathway forward where we can hopefully start building up some of the trust and the confidence that people have in what's going on and what they're being told. When you have leaders in very critical leadership positions saying some of the things that we've heard them say, where information has quickly been deemed to be inaccurate at best, then all of those things contribute to the level of confidence and the legitimacy that individuals in the public and in the community have of their leaders. And when you see things that are going on and taking place where individuals are losing their lives, when you can look at some of these things and just, use your eyes to believe what it is that you're seeing, and know that these things did not have to happen. They should not have happened. And so they really need to come in, and everybody needs to take a step back and leave the politics, alone, and put that to the wayside. And this needs to be a people-centered approach, understanding that the sanctity of every human life is what needs to be at the forefront.
Sanctity of life, something there can be agreement about the importance of that, no question. Former Ferguson, Missouri Police Chief Jason Armstrong, thanks so much for your time.
No, thank you for having me.